You are listening to Radio Long Island City, recorded at our studios near Hell Gate, 9 kilometers north of the Harbor Hill Moraine. And now, the Observatory. The Observatory, Saturday the 13th of December, 2025. It is 82 days after the fall equinox. It is 8 days before the winter solstice. By the French Republican calendar, it is the 23rd day of Frimaire, the day of the roseau, the reed plant. The sun rises today at 7:12 a.m. Solar noon takes place today at 11:50 a.m. The sun sets today at 4:29 p.m. Civil twilight ends at 4:59 p.m. and nautical twilight ends at 5:34 p.m. The length of daytime today is 33 seconds shorter than yesterday. The moon is in its waning crescent phase and is 32% full at midday. The new moon will arrive on Friday, the 19th of December. These are the predicted tides today for Horn's Hook. In the morning, high tide, 6:17 a.m., 1 meter 28. In the afternoon, low tide, 12:43 p.m., 21 centimeters. In the evening, high tide, 6:46 p.m., 1 meter 7. At night, low tide, 11:18 p.m., 15 centimeters. In our shared realm of plants and animals, the North American river otter was once ubiquitous in the streams and estuaries of New York State, but hunting and habitat loss devastated their numbers, and by the year 1900 they could only be found far to the north, in the Adirondacks. Since protections were put in place in the 1930s, their numbers have rebounded, and in the last 20 years they have even made a comeback on Long Island. There is a population on the East End, around Cutchogue, Shelter Island, and Sag Harbor. Even closer, another population has been expanding around Oyster Bay. It is presumed they will eventually reach the South Shore, and perhaps one day we will see them return to Alley Pond Park in eastern Queens. What an exciting rebound for these lovely creatures. Commemorations. On this day in 1636, the Massachusetts General Court established an official militia. It was the first such militia in the British colonies of North America. The Massachusetts militia represents the beginning of what we now call the National Guard, composed of citizen soldiers who are available to be called up in times of war, civil unrest, or natural disaster. On this anniversary, let us consider the appropriate role the National Guard should play in our country. On this day in 1759, Michael Hillegas opened a music store in Philadelphia. It was the very first music store in British North America. The earliest settlers of Pennsylvania, with their strict religious beliefs, frowned on musical performances. Hillegas's store represented a huge shift in colonial culture. His store sold sheet music for ballads, carols, folk songs, hymns, as well as racy songs to sing in taverns. On this day in 1920, the League of Nations established the International Court of Justice at The Hague. It was tasked with adjudicating disputes between nation-states, and its decisions were final. After World War II, it became a constituent part of the United Nations, and it exists to this day. It should not be confused with the International Criminal Court, which prosecutes individuals, not nations, under international criminal law. That court is also located in The Hague. A somber anniversary. On this day in 1937, the Imperial Japanese Army took the city of Nanjing, which was at the time the capital of the Republic of China, and they began a massacre of the inhabitants that lasted for weeks. The brutality and intensity of this massacre earned it the name the Rape of Nanking. After World War II, the perpetrators were tried for their many war crimes. Today we wish a happy birthday to Dick Van Dyke, born this day in 1925. The actor and comedian was a staple of American television for decades and is honored for The Dick Van Dyke Show, as well as his role as a Cockney chimney sweep in Mary Poppins. Happy 100th birthday, Dick Van Dyke. We also wish a happy birthday to Taylor Swift, born this day in 1989. We are sure all the Swifties in our audience will join us in offering birthday greetings to this pop icon. Finally, today is National Unity Day. The observance was conceived by a group called U.S. United. This year they have partnered with the Martin Luther King Jr. Center for Nonviolent Social Change. On this day we are asked to come together, celebrate our shared humanity, and build bridges to create a more unified society. We wish everyone who joins this effort our very best wishes, although we suspect, given the state of our society, a Truth and Reconciliation Commission might be more the order of the day. And that is the Observatory, Saturday the 13th of December, 2025.